This is Lee Zeldin. If you're unfamiliar, he ran for governor in New York and lost to Kathy Hochul. Anyway, this is the RNC. He went to the Republican National Convention to give a speech, and it was psychotic. So let's give this a listen, see what he had to say. Well, we're going to play some Final Fantasy VII. Should just be in the background. Won't bother you too much. You never played before.
Ladies and gentlemen, former paratrooper, congressman, and New York State gubernatorial candidate, Lee Zeldin.
Oh no, Lee Zeldin. That's the candidate. I know that gubernatorial means the governor candidate, but I always say governor candidate because a lot of people don't know that word. Anyway, the candidate for governor of New York State that ran against Kathy Hochul. They were both Republicans, I believe. I think Hochul was a Republican running as a Democrat. You cannot convince me that after all the shit that she's done, she's actually a Democrat. In fact, Eric Adams isn't a Democrat either. He's a Christian nationalist, a Republican. The Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City. In New York City and New York State, people don't run as Republican. All people just run as Democrats. But they all have different ideas about how to solve things. It's interesting.
Hello, Wisconsin!
You know, I've never actually seen what this guy looks like. Do you think that he's the one that's personally responsible for crashing the Grindr servers?
Lee Zeldin from New York.
Are they yelling speech? Yeah, dumbasses. That's what he's up there to do.
A nation led by President Trump is a nation stronger.
No.
Safer.
No.
And more secure. As a former 82nd Airborne paratrooper, I want a military focused on being the world's greatest fighting force, not its biggest social experiment.
What does that mean?
We need a president treating our friends as friends and our adversaries as our adversaries.
Is that not what the military does? Isn't that their sole job?
Understanding they only respect strength, not weakness.
And the military doesn't do that now? Like what?
I was on the House Foreign Affairs Committee under 3 presidents, but only one ended wars without starting new ones.
Okay.
President Donald Trump.
What wars did Trump end, specifically? Can you give me a list of wars he ended? The answer is none. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Trump ended 0 wars. He talked about ending the Afghanistan war. You know who actually ended the Afghanistan war? Joe Biden. So if you're so in favor of ending wars, you should be in favor of Biden. I love how they're trying to rewrite history here, though, right? They're trying to, pretend that Trump did all this good stuff that Biden actually did.
As one of 2 Jewish Republicans in Congress, it was amazing to witness history-making
God, they're getting a bunch of Jewish people up here.
progress, strengthening the U.S.-Israel relationship under President Trump, moving our embassy in Israel to Jerusalem.
That made things worse, actually. That inflamed tensions that were already at an all-time high. Because Jerusalem is a contested city. You know, people don't agree on who owns it, basically. Like, half of it is owned by Palestine, the other half by Israel. And by moving the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem, they were effectively saying Jerusalem belongs to Israel. And increasing tension between everybody in the region. making it all worse. And it's not just Palestine that's unhappy with what Israel is doing right now. It's a bunch of countries around Palestine that are disgusted with their behavior, rightfully so. Quick interjection, this won't take long, I promise. I'd appreciate it if you watched to the end of the video, or at least a couple extra seconds, because YouTube bases its algorithm off of watch time. The more watch time a video has, the further the video will go. Also, take a look at my website, owenmorgan.com. I'm selling my book, Understanding Jehovah's Witnesses, 400 pages, and my second book, 100 Questions for Jehovah's Witnesses, which is about 80 pages. And you can find them both there on the website. Audio form, ebook form, whatever. It's about my experiences within the religion and the history of the religion generally. The 100 questions are intended to challenge a religious leader, so I'd appreciate it if you give it a read. Okay, back to the video.
Recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights.
Oh my God, the Golan Heights. Oh, I looked into this. I'm sorry, let me just, I know I'm like stopping a lot, but let me just address this real quick. We'll step back, listen to the whole thing again, okay? The Golan Heights is a little strip of land to the north that belonged to Syria originally, I believe. And Israel waged a war against Syria and took the Golan Heights, which they were not entitled to. It was not their land, not their property. It clearly belonged to Syria. So what excuse does Israel give for taking the Golan Heights? They say, we took the land in a defensive war. It was a defensive war. How do you acquire new land in a defensive action? Are you shitting me?
Yes. Strengthening the U.S.-Israel relationship under President Trump. Moving our embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. Recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And launching the Abraham Accords, which no one said was possible.
Okay, no one said that the Abraham Accords weren't possible. That was what Trump did that, like, made him claim that he accomplished peace in the Middle East. Yeah, we can see that worked out well, right? The Abraham Accords were basically an agreement between, well, it was, like, brokered by the U.S., but it was between, like, Israel and the United Arab Emirates, I think. The agreement made it so that the UAE and some other countries in the region would start trading with Israel because they were previously like boycotting Israel. So like 1 or 2 countries started trading with Israel openly. They were already trading with Israel. It just wasn't like out in the open at the time. So anyway, that's what the Abraham Accords were. It did not, accomplish peace in the Middle East or whatever. All of the things that he's listing right now, these things weren't helpful. They didn't fix anything. They didn't accomplish what, they were hoping for or whatever, or what they claimed. It's all made up.
Soleimani and the ISIS caliphate were eliminated.
Wait, Soleimani. Wait a minute. Right. General Soleimani. Okay. Qasem Soleimani was his name, and he's that Iranian general that was killed by Trump. That's really interesting to me. Like, I hesitate to criticize military decisions like that I don't understand, because the president has more information than I do. So, like, maybe there was a reason for Trump killing Soleimani. I don't know. But Soleimani was not a member of ISIS or affiliated with them in any way. In fact, Soleimani helped the United States fight ISIS because he's Shia Muslim. He was Shia Muslim. And ISIS is Sunni Muslim. They hate each other. They don't get along. It's a leadership thing, or what do you call it? It's oh God, what's the word I'm looking for here? That thing where it passes down from like person to person, a lineage where power is given to the next person. What the hell is that called? God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, it's a kind of thing where like Sunnis believe that this group of people had power passed to them after Muhammad died, and that group of people thinks that these guys had power passed. That's the difference between them. Succession. Oh my God, succession. Yes, thank you. God, that word would not come to me. Succession. It's a succession thing. Soleimani did not get along with ISIS at all. He fought ISIS. Anyway, whatever.
President Trump withdrew from the Iran deal. Stop.
Yeah, that was the stupidest thing he could have done right there. That was dumb as dog shit, actually. That put us in more danger by far. The Iran deal was the thing that was preventing Iran from developing nuclear weapons. The world is less safe now, thanks to Trump pulling out of the Iran deal.
Stop those insane ransom payments and
Ransom payments, what?
crippled Iran with maximum pressure.
You think Iran, by the way, it's Iran, not Iran, but okay, whatever. You think Iran was crippled with maximum pressure? Is that why they are now, like, building nuclear weapons? Oh, and also, ransom payments. I assume he's referring to, I assume he's talking about, like, the United States giving money to Iran after, signing the nuclear deal. That didn't happen. The United States unlocked money that was stuck behind sanctions. They allowed Iran to retrieve their money, their own money that they already owned. That is not giving Iran money.
But then, everything went downhill under Biden. Yes, the guy who advised Obama not to take out Osama. Okay.
So I guess somebody in the chat did some research into this. This is Jassa Proxy. Just did a bit of fact check searching. Some Obama cabinet members say in their memoirs that Biden was skeptical about the raid, but never outright advised against it. And if he ever did advise against it, the only two people that would know are Joe and Barack. Right. There are good reasons to not do raids. I think the reason to be cautious about that raid was Osama bin Laden was in a, what do you call it? Like in a, God, I've forgotten where I'm going. What the hell is happening to me? I'm like so bad at this all of a sudden. Osama bin Laden, I believe, was in a compound that would be, like, if they invaded the compound, lots of innocent people would die. So you had to decide, are you okay with, like, lots of innocents dying to get this one guy? Or do you want to just sit it out, just wait, keep track of where he is, and wait for an opportune moment instead of going in guns blazing? So there was reason to be, like, skeptical about taking him out in that moment. Eventually they decided to send in a tactical team, SEAL Team 6, I believe, to go in and do it, and it was successful, and there were minimal casualties. What's the implication here, though, from Lee Zeldin? Is he implying that Joe Biden works for Osama bin Laden and was trying to protect his boss or something? Like, what goal would there be behind Biden, like, advising not to go in? What nefarious purpose could there possibly be for that?
Joe Biden advised against the mission that killed Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not accurate at all. Let's keep listening, and I'm going to adjust my camera while we listen.
As an American, and especially as a New Yorker, that's unforgivable. Even in his prime, he had bad judgment.
Like Joe Biden, I guess, had bad judgment in his prime? Okay. I mean, that's false, but all right, go on.
And it's only gotten worse with age. We cannot count on Biden to make this kind of crucial 3 a.m. decision. Heck, we can't rely on him at 3 in the afternoon.
Like, that's simply false.
He has refilled Iran's coffers.
What is that? He's refilled Iran's coffers. How? How does he think he did that? In what way?
Since October 7th, Biden has pandered to anti-Semites who cheer Hamas's attack.
No. Biden is a Zionist. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. That's like one of the things I don't like about him. The fact that he's like super in favor of Israel at any cost. He's a Christian extremist, honestly. Biden is, but he recognizes that people. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just want to set up the cat cam. But he recognizes that people should be allowed to like do what they want. So, despite the fact that Biden is a Christian extremist, he still thinks people should be allowed to make decisions for themselves regarding abortion, for example. But being a Zionist means that he is way more in favor of Israel than he should be. It means that he believes in Israel's right to control that region, and it's kind of like a nationalistic attitude. It's just wrong.
All while Americans are still being held hostage in Gaza.
I mean, that's Israel's fault. And are there still? I guess there are, right? I hesitate to believe like a word out of their mouths, truthfully.
Biden turned 13 Blue Star families into Gold Star families with his fatal withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Oh my God, dude. This again? Look, people were trying to, or Biden was trying to evacuate and trying to leave Afghanistan. He was trying to get out. That's a good idea. I want that. In fact, these people praised that. They wanted out when Trump was in power. Now, the generals drew up a plan under Trump's administration, and they handed it to Donald Trump. And he planned to go through with it after he left office. So Trump never really planned to do it himself. Biden executed that plan that was drawn up by Trump's generals, and he got out of Afghanistan. On the way out the door, 13 people died, and that is heartbreaking and sad and difficult, and nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. But he got out of Afghanistan. Are you really going to focus on the fact that 13 people died while pulling out, rather than the fact that he saved possibly thousands by getting out in the first place? This is just propaganda.
And then he lied about it during last month's debate,
What?
claiming that no service members had died under his watch.
Okay, I don't remember him saying that, but either way, if he did, he very obviously meant we're not fighting in any foreign wars anymore. Are you serious with this? God, they always have to find like the crooked up interpretation, don't they?
We must elect President Trump.
Yeah, because no service members died under him, right?
Whether building an Iron Dome defense shield at home, countering China and other bad actors abroad, or securing our borders, he will make America strong and respected again. President Trump risks everything for us.
Really? You think Trump risks things for us? You think Trump gives a shit about us? You are more delusional than I thought, surprisingly.
We need him back in the White House now more than ever before. To make America great again, we
Make America great again. Right.
must first, and God willing, we will expand the Republican majority in the United States House of Representatives. We will flip the United States Senate.
I don't know about all that. When democracy is in peril, this is just a feature of democracy worldwide. It's not a United States thing. Since the very beginning, since democracies existed, when it's in peril, people come out to vote. Voter turnout shoots through the roof. At Germany's worst, when democracy was on death's doorstep, one foot in the grave, one on a banana peel, 80% of the population voted. 80%. It's basically every voting age person. So anyway, when voter turnout goes up, usually things turn out well. And as a matter of fact, in Germany, Hitler lost the election because voter turnout was up and people recognized that, they didn't want to live in a world that Hitler had to give, mostly. The election was won by Hitler's opponent, who was also a far-right extremist, but not quite as extreme. Von Hindenburg was his name. He took the presidency. However, in Germany at the time, the president appoints a chancellor who basically does everything for the president. And von Hindenburg appointed Hitler as chancellor after winning. So Hitler really still won the election, kind of, after losing it. Anyway, the point is that when democracy is in danger, people come out to save it. I believe that we're going to see a massive boost in voter turnout. By the way, that's also why right-wing extremists want to make it harder to vote. Because the lower voter turnout, the fewer votes they have, the better the extremists perform. Anyway, I believe that in November, in the election, we're going to see high voter turnout, and we're going to see if they do take, if Republicans do take seats in the House or the Senate, I think it's going to be a much smaller amount than they expect, in my opinion. We'll see. Time will tell.
We are going to elect J.D. Vance, our next vice president.
That's not an elected position, bro.
And we will make Donald J. Trump the 47th president of these United States. Thank you. God bless you. God bless President Trump and his family, and God bless America.
We are gathered here on freedom's altar, on these shores, on these bluffs.
Oh my God, this is painful.
On this day, 75 years ago, 10,000 men shed their blood.
Wait, is this Normandy?
And thousands sacrificed their lives for their brothers, for their countries, and for the survival of liberty.
I'm not sure what he said 75 years ago. So yeah, it must have been Normandy, right? Normandy happened June 14th, 1945, I think. That's when the United States and others stormed the beaches of France to take France back from Hitler. And it was successful, but tons and tons of people died. Oh my God, it was a bloodbath. Because Germans had machine guns basically mounted up on hilltops, and they were just mowing people down as they came to shore. And they were hiding behind big barricades and running, and people just watching their friends die next to them. It was disturbing shit, man. And today, there are like a bunch of crosses, and there were Jewish people there too, so they have Stars of David as tombstones in Normandy, France, and the president goes there every year to commemorate. Is that what they're talking about here? 1945 to 2024. That was 79 years ago. Actually, almost, 79 years and 1 month, basically, from when this came out.
Those who fought here won a future for our nation. They won the survival of our civilization. These men ran through the fires of hell, moved by a force no weapon could destroy.
As if Donald Trump gives a shit about any of these people. I'm actually surprised that there are so many still alive. 80 years ago, they would have had to been, they have to be like 98 to 100 years old at this point. That's crazy.
The fierce patriotism of a free, proud, and sovereign people. And they showed us the way to love, cherish, and defend our way of life.
Yeah, this looks like, well, this doesn't actually look like the Normandy area to me, not the one that I've seen, but you can see the Jewish stars here, right? Like right in the center here is a Jewish star. Jewish guy died, and then crosses all the way down.
for many centuries to come, and our children and their children will forever and always be free.
That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. Although they did it in the wrong order. They did blue, white, and red. It's reverse. Was that like mirrored or something?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome World War II hero, William Peckrell.
It's really sad that, like, somebody fought in World War II and saw what nationalism does to a people. And despite that fact, is still speaking at the Republican National Convention. It is like the definition of nationalism, practically. It doesn't get more nationalistic than the RNC outside of just the Israeli government. Wow, that's pretty cool, actually. William Petrov, is that his name? Pekrul. 99 years old. 99. Wow, okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Bill Peckrell.
I thought it was William. It says William here. Is he lying?
I'm a proud Wisconsinite. I'm a proud husband of 76 years old to my wife, Rosemary.
76. He's been married for 76 years, and his wife is still alive. Imagine that shit. That is nuts. He was 18 years old when he fought in World War II, and he stormed the beaches in Normandy. Wow, man. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. I would say that's crazy baloney, but crazy baloney exists. It's called pepperoni. I love that joke. I'm sorry. I steal all my jokes because I think they're funny.
I'm a father of 11 children.
Holy shit, dude. We got our own Duggar in the house.
6 girls, 5 boys.
Wow, that's absolutely nuts.
Our family across 5 generations and a proud World War II veteran. I'm 98 years old. Some call us the greatest generation.
That's true. You know who else fought in World War II? Mel Brooks, still alive. Mel Brooks did Blazing Saddles and Robin Hood Men in Tights and stuff.
That's an honor, considering America is the greatest nation in the history of the world. I will never forget and witness the horror of the Nazis' war camps. In the Battle of the Bulge, my friends and I fought to stop the Nazis' last major push in the Western Front.
Yeah, somebody in the comments aptly says, you'd think he'd recognize a fascist when he saw one. 100%.
A few months later, Hitler was dead. The Nazis were defeated.
This is like this movement that we're watching at the RNC, the Republican Party, is a microcosm of Hitler's movement. I mean, it's based on all the same stuff. It's built on the same ideas and feelings and beliefs and everything, just targeted toward a different group of people and not to such an extreme degree. And the people that are to that extreme degree don't have as much political power as Hitler had. So this guy fought Hitler in World War II and went on to support an administration in the United States that is exactly the same, minus, certain minus like certain amounts of political power in various areas. It's just sad, man. Just sad.
We gave thanks to Almighty God for delivering us from evil. But not many of us came home.
Not many of us what?
I still miss a lot of my friends on that beach.
Yeah, it was ugly, man. People just, they lost everything on that beach. Horrific stuff, seriously.
There were many of us left. There aren't many of us
Oh my God, I hit the wrong button. Wow, that sucks. I cannot believe I did that just now.
left today. But for us, those of us who are here, that America is still worth fighting for.
America is absolutely worth fighting for, 100%. I would fight for the United States if it was in danger of like being taken by Nazis or something again. Absolutely. If there's something I could do to prevent America from falling into the hands of Nazis, then I would fight. I would go to war. I would like join the military or whatever, and I'd fight for it. That's not what's happening right now. Let me rephrase. That's not what this guy is doing. This guy isn't fighting Nazis to help America. He's fighting with the Nazis. Ever notice how there are no Nazis that identify as Democrats? Every Nazi in the United States is on the right. Is that weird to anybody else?
It hurts my heart to see what our current president and vice president have done.
What have they done?
To the country I love so well.
What'd they do?
They humiliated us in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, huh? Okay. You know what? I'll forgive it. He's like 98.
We pushed around in China. Terrorists run wild in the Middle East.
This is all complete bullshit, like all of it.
And they let our own southern border get overrun.
That's like not true. Like none of this is true.
America, people say, America is an idea, but I believe America is much more than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also a country and a group of people.
America is our home.
Dude, I can't believe I forgot to equip people with stuff. I hit the wrong button, and now I can't equip them. That's okay. I'll just max out if I need to, because I forgot. That sucks.
You know, when I was fighting in Europe, and I came back home, I kissed the ground.
I kissed the ground. Wow.
Thanking God that I'm back home in my country.
Can't blame him for that. Seriously, it was crazy.
And where I come from, when somebody comes for me or my home, You dig in your boots in the ground and never look back.
Absolutely agreed. Now, who do you think is coming for your home right now? Do you think Democrats are coming for you or something? It is so sad that this guy is so brainwashed. He is here fighting for Donald Trump. He's here arguing that Trump is like the salvation of the country or whatever. That's why he's in front of this lectern. This is so sad, man.
That's the attitude that saved the free world. And those years ago. And President Trump, back in Commander-in-Chief, I would go back to re-enlist today.
This is disgusting and sad. Why? Who would he be fighting? This is insane. They're taking advantage of this poor old man, using him for propaganda value like this. Oh, look at his ear bandage. You see the ear bandage.
And I would storm whatever beach my country needs me to.
But nobody needs you to storm any beaches. What are you talking about right now?
Fight again. God bless you. God bless our home. And the United States of America.
This is so sad. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. These people need help. Seriously.